Okay, we are live and you.
Is this a holy thing to see in a rich and fruitful land? Mapes reduced to misery, fed with cold and useless hand.
Is this a holy thing to see in a rich and fruitful land? Babes reduced to misery, fed with cold and useless hand. Is the trembling cry a song? Can it be a song of joy when so many children poor? It is a land of poverty. And the sun does never shine, and the fields are bleak and bare, and their ways are filled with thorns. It is eternal winter there.
Wow, it was a powerful video, the power of innocence. Hello and welcome to our Youth for Climate Action program. made especially for teens and young adults. And just to be aware, this program is being recorded. My name is Zohreh Rezazadeh, the president of UNESCO Body and Mind Wellness Club, or referred to as UNESCO BMW. I am a green architect, and the topic of climate change is in my passion basket. Our concern in these days, more than ever, is about climate change and socio-economic reflection and its impact, especially on the young generation. The heat waves, drought, crop failure, river flood, wildfires, tropical cyclones have more impact, as we know, on younger generations. We should also find real solutions to reduce our carbon footprint. For reducing our carbon footprint through climate-friendly food production with effective reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and thus climate change mitigation, net zero emissions, and how about wind farms? We should learn first about all this and pass the knowledge to the youth and children about energy efficient and fuel in the process. Recycling things is good, so valuable. Also, electric cars, innovative housing materials, eco-friendly choices, and alternative energy technologies. For this last one, alternative energy technologies, we have been organizing sessions in person or online, in our office, and wherever it happens to be. I hope we can get more attention and support of our county and state about these opportunities and our offers for climate change. With today's program, our goal, as always, is to fulfill the 2030 UN Sustainable Development Goals in bringing vanguard jobs and peace, especially in the hearts and minds of young generation. And let's not forget that this all makes sense if we can live in a civilized world. Today also is the International Children's Day. How can we think about empowering children? I can mention some of the many ways by promoting basic rights to shelter, food, education, and the most important, the right to live, considering children genocide that is happening now in Iran, in Ukraine, and other places. From 2014, our nonprofit organization, UNESCO Body and Mind Wellness, has had three main goals: promoting global peace practices, protecting the ecosystem, and encouraging art and culture. We have been always propagating the respect for Mother Nature and all human livings on this planet. But we are aware that without those basic foundations, all this can be in jeopardy. And we need to help those children, youth, women, and men with a strong unity of our hearts and minds put together. Please help us to make it happen. This is a very heart-to-heart invitation to all social and humanitarian activists, institutions, universities, colleges, and schools. Let's join hands and use also this platform of UNESCO Body and Mind Wellness for empowering life and the right to thrive for everyone. But turning back to our today's program, hopefully it will help our attendees develop a stronger soft skill, such as improved self-esteem, balanced mental and emotional outlook, and teamwork dynamism, all necessary for any future plan of action. For that reason, we will also have concluding remarks about today's program and allow for question-answer time at the very end. I want to thank especially Mr. Kai Hagen from Frederick, Maryland, USA, and all experts, professors, interns, and volunteers who made this program a reality. And I hope that we can talk about some of these issues mentioned above more deeply with them. I am now honored to introduce our moderators, Shilan and Pranathi. Today, Shilan will also be the voice of children and women around the world. And Pranathi is our representative for youth and Sahaja Yoga Meditation Organization. They will take care of this program today, and I am sure that we are all in good hands. Hello, Shilan, Pranathi. Can you please talk briefly about yourself and give us a short explanation about today's program, please? Shilan, I know that you have a special message for us. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zohreh. Good morning, everyone, or good day, wherever you are joining. My name is Shilan Zade. I am in Vancouver, Canada, and I would like to take this opportunity to point out the situation in Iran. As Ms. Zohreh mentioned, today is the International Children Day, according to UNICEF, and I'd like to point out the loss of 56 children in the past 60 days in Iran, especially in the past 48 hours. We've lost a brightest student, Kian, who wanted to become an engineer, got killed by Iranian regime. It is a hard timing and heartbreaking for all Iranians and many who follow the news. And I would like to briefly play a video that we recorded with the team to just point out how beautiful this child was, and he's no longer with us. And he starts his video with, "In the name of God of the rainbow." And this is going to be the God of mine as well, the God of rainbow. Thank you for listening. And we're going to have an interesting event today. Obviously, we have bright minds here from all over the world, and I'm excited to get to know you here and listen to your speeches and learn more from the whole collective of climate change supporters and sustainability and youth supporters here. May I have the video played? Thank you.
In the name of God of the rainbow. Izeh is a city in Khuzestan, southern Iran, and most of the people who live there are members of the great tribe of Bakhtiyari, which I am proud to be part of as well. Bakhtiyari people are known for standing up for what is right, and this is precisely what people in Izeh did. On November 16, 2022, they took the streets to join their brothers and sisters across the country to demand social justice, human rights, and freedom. But the Iranian regime forces opened fire on these empty-handed civilians, which ended in another massacre. Over 17 men, women, and children were killed. Many more are seriously injured, and reported casualties still increasing. Kian Pirfalak, a child at the age of 10, was among those children who were killed. He was fatally shot by random gunfire along with his dad in their car while they were driving back home. In this video, Kian, who wanted to be an engineer, presents his innovation, starting with this phrase, "In the name of God of the rainbow."
Thank you. At this moment, I would like to give the mic to Pranathi, and hopefully Pranathi.
Hi, my name is Pranathi Irinki. I am a ninth grader from Ohio in the US, and I have been volunteering with UNESCO BMW since February of this year. I'm so honored to be part of this initiative. And I know Ms. Zohreh is very passionate about everything she does. I'm so happy to have gotten to know her, and I'm super excited to get to know all of you as well. So I will give the mic back to Ms. Zohreh, who will introduce our next speaker.
Yes. I think it is the Shilan's job to introduce all our speakers. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have a great pleasure to have Mr. Hagen here from New York with us. Mr. Hagen, welcome.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me okay.
Yes, we do.
You want me just to start now?
If you're ready, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. It's Kai Hagen, and actually I'm not in New York. My mom grew up in New York, but I live in Frederick, Maryland after for the last 27 years after living in California and Minnesota and Washington, D.C. before that. I know it might be strange in a program focused not only on climate change, but on young people to have a 64-year-old guy like me being one of the early speakers, but let me just assure you that while that's how I am on the outside, on the inside, I'm still an extremely motivated and passionate 23-year-old activist. I feel like I've been a 23-year-old activist for the last 41 years. But the young people who are taking up the mantle and providing leadership and putting themselves on the line and learning and talking and caring about this issue are truly my inspiration. I describe them often, including some locally here who've been very involved, as my personal heroes, along with a lot of the great environmental leaders of the past decades. The young people coming up today are truly an inspiration in their concern about this issue. I came at it as a naturalist, an environmentalist, someone who was doing grassroots organizing around environmental issues, but gradually included climate change more and more because I'm old enough to remember when it wasn't a conversation that you could find in the paper every day or every week or even every month. It wasn't something that legislators were debating and other things, even though we were beginning to hear more and more about it from people. But in my environmental work, one of the things that I did was to think about everything in what I refer to sort of alternately as a systemic way, a holistic way, or my preference, an ecological way. In other words, we can't keep breaking up the world into silos of different issues and concerns, that everything really is connected. And more people understand that. We see the connections. But it truly is everything, not just in nature, but in our connection to nature, in our connections to each other, and in everything else. And we often hear that, we've put off dealing with this problem so long that now the challenge is daunting and steep. But so we're in what people often refer to as kind of an all of the above category, right? We have to do everything as well as we can everywhere. And that fits in with the idea that everything is connected. It's not just that the problems are all connected, so are the solutions. And the fact that we can't just think of it as a political issue, that it's not something we can just give money to a good organization or do a little volunteer work or vote for somebody who cares about the issue. All of those things are really important. But when it's all of the above and everything is connected, all of us need to think about it, the choices we make in our personal lives and the models that we, exhibit in our family, in our community, in our work, and every level of government, not just the federal government and the national governments that are meeting in different parts of the world to talk about climate change, but our state government and our local community, county and municipal governments. Everything is affected, and everything therefore has to be part of the solution. One of the things that I try to encourage people to understand, besides the fact that that seems very daunting, is that it's not just because climate change is a problem and that our planet, our ecology, our biodiversity, the wonder and beauty of our world, our own communities and the stability of our own lives and countries is at stake, and it is. But that even if it wasn't, the things that we need to do, the things that we can do, the things that are starting to happen and that we just need to do more and better and faster, are almost all good things to do, even if climate change wasn't a problem. When you hear people talk about, the sacrifice or the cost of not doing anything is, of course, the greatest cost. But almost everything we could be doing, better land use, protecting forests, regenerative agriculture, alternative energy, public transportation, composting and recycling, and just so many more things that we could list there, and that I'm sure you're familiar with. These things are all good to do anyway. They improve our public health, our air, our water, our soil, our food, everything. So I guess part of what I'm trying to get at, without going into too much detail on any of that, is that especially when you're young and you're learning about this, but there's plenty of old people who never even have learned a fraction of what they need to about all of this, is that when you see everything is connected, you start to make a lot of these connections every day more, because you're looking at things through the lens of climate change, through the lens of the challenges that we face. So there is no silver bullet. It is really daunting. I encourage all of you, though, to be active, informed, engaged. And I want to just, in closing, say that it's so easy to be depressed about it or to give up hope sometimes when you look at the video like that, or you see some of the effects or the fires or the droughts or whatever. All I can say is that bad things are going to happen. They always have. And these are serious problems we confront. But there's real opportunities for hope, and my hope is vested very heavily in the young generation and the dramatic change I'm seeing in their understanding and their engagement and activism and everything else. This will affect everything, not just politics and art and culture, in addition to diversity and everything else. But when you are involved in caring about and connecting these issues to those things and to each other and looking at things through the lens of climate change, there will be one great benefit to you, besides the fact that you are contributing to making the world a better place, perhaps to saving the world. And that is that it will be your honor and privilege to be around and work with other people who care, other people who are hopeful, other people who are motivated and passionate and good. And that is one of the greatest benefits. So, if it looks too daunting, if it seems too overwhelming, you have to pick the places where you can make the impact with your eye on the greater prize. And that people my age and people your age and people who will be your age and my age down the line are part of this together. And I just want to say thank you very much to all of you. It's an honor to get a chance to speak with you for a few moments. And I greatly appreciate your interest and your concerns and your efforts and your commitment. Thank you very much.
Mr. Hagen, as UNESCO body and mind person, I don't like to say so much about president or titles, but as a citizen here, about 17 years that I live in Frederick, I have always been looking toward you and what you are doing that is very effective and honest. And it's a privilege to have you today with us. And thank you for all you are doing for the climate, for the shed in Frederick and County. And we are very grateful again to have you here, and hopefully we can continue to have this collaboration together.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hagens. I wonder if you could briefly tell us how do you predict with youth and acknowledgement of and talking so openly about the climate changes and educating the younger generation, how would you see the impact on a better world, a cleaner world, and also a more peaceful world?
Well, you've heard a lot of different metaphors and analogies over the course of your lifetime about, it's always darkest before the dawn, or you don't know, or change is slow and then suddenly it's fast. And we see that all the time, sort of episodic evolution and things. And so sometimes it may seem like it's going so slow and that won't change. But in fact, history shows us, and the way nature works shows us that we build this foundation, and it takes time to make progress. But then sometimes progress happens very quickly. It wasn't overnight, because all of that other work that was going on was critical and was part of that, of building understanding, connecting people, identifying challenges, developing options. And I think we're right at the threshold of it. If you're 16 or 18 or 20 right now, you're facing these grave threats and dangers to the well-being of our planet, to our environment and our communities. But you're also at the cusp of this tremendous change that we're going to be seeing and it's not just electric cars or some new piece of technology. It's much more than that. And, there's no guarantee that it will all happen the way that it could or should or in time, but it could. And it's more likely to when we're all part of that. And that, if I have a hopeful message about that, it's that, there are a lot of success stories. Locally, we've passed climate emergency resolution and have done a lot on land use and protecting forests, and we're dealing with alternative energy and public transportation, and it's not enough, but we're getting there, and we have to get there faster. But there's a curve, and people who are getting involved in this now, young people, are at a frightening but also exciting time, and a chance to really be a part of this dramatic change.
Yes, thank you very much. I agree. Yes, I see a lot of compassion in children nowadays taking ownership of the whole planet. They feel this is part of their being. It's their life, it's their world, it's their home, and they have to protect it. And I've seen that here too. It's very interesting comparing to previous generations. And when I compare them, I see that compassion. I see that responsibility as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Thanks. All right. I think we're having our next session, which will be Pranathi, our moderator, who would like to talk about the connection between the inner peace and global peace and saving the planet. Pranathi, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So one of my favorite quotes is, "There can be no peace in the world until there is peace within." And that quote comes from Dr. Nirmala, who is the founder of Sahaja Yoga Meditation. And I feel like this quote really embodies, quote really applies to us as well. So basically, we can't change the world until we are in a proper mental state to do that. And I am seeing, going to my high school every day, I'm seeing firsthand how many problems that my fellow classmates are going through, like anxiety, depression, eating disorders, and many others. So I feel like it's really important to have something like meditation to ground yourself in. Even if it's not it doesn't have to be super long every day, just 5 minutes of mental silence can really improve a lot. So the meditation that I will be talking about today is called Sahaja Yoga Meditation. It was founded in 1970 and it's a nonprofit. Everything is free. And there are millions of people around the world who are doing this. And the goal of this meditation is basically to stay in the present, remove all of your thoughts, and in turn, like in a way that we call thoughtless awareness, which means all of the thoughts that are distracting you and keeping you like awake at night, and that in turn reduces stress. So today I will be introducing this to you. We will be going through 3 different steps. So first, we will be saying 3 different affirmations. And the first one will be, I am the spirit. So we're not talking about like any ghost kind of spirit or anything. The spirit, you might have heard of like the Holy Spirit in Christianity. Basically, we're talking about just yourself, like your soul. I am myself. You don't want to be like associating yourself with anything else but what is really you. Like, you don't want to be associating yourself with, I don't know, like your thoughts or your body or your friends or anything like that. You, in the end, you are just yourself. So that's our first step. And then our second step is we're going to say, I forgive everyone, including myself. This is really important because we're going to be relieving all of our emotional baggage, and that's going to help us. That's like a main factor of stress. So after we do that, we're going to ask, please give me my self-realization. Basically what that means is self-realization is basically becoming like more self-aware and becoming one with yourself, and like once again detaching yourself from all external things that might cause you stress or anything like that. So let's start. I want you all, if possible, to sit on the ground. Take your shoes off if you have them on, if you can, and open both of your hands, palms facing up, and place them on your lap. And we can close our eyes. First, try to focus on your breathing so that can sort of try to calm down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. First, we're going to be putting our right hand on the left side, our heart. We're going to keep our left hand on our lap, palm facing up, flat. And we're going to say, I am the spirit. I'm not this body, not this mind, not my thoughts. I am just the spirit. Then we can put our right hand on our forehead and we can say, I forgive everyone, including myself. I don't hold any grudges against anyone. I want to free myself from all of my emotional baggage, because that is not who I am. that is not a part of me. Then we're going to keep our right hand on top of our head. Oh, you can't see that right now because the virtual background, but my right hand is on the top of my head, in the center. And we are going to say, please give me my self-realization. Please make me self-aware. Try your best not to think about anything right now. It's okay if there's a few thoughts here and there. It's not the easiest thing to do. Just try to keep your attention right now, in the present, on the top of your head. Now we're going to keep our right hand a little bit above our head, like a few inches or so. And we're going to try to see if we can feel anything like a cool breeze, maybe a little warmness, tingling, any sort of sensation. If your hand's getting tired, you can keep your right hand back on your lap and put your left hand a little bit over your head. Try to also focus on the hand that's on your lap right now, whether it be your right hand or left hand, and see how that one's feeling as well. If you can't feel anything, try to maybe hold your hand a little higher, a little lower. Vary the height and see if that helps. We can keep both of our hands back on our lap now. And we can sit in silence for maybe just one more minute to see if we can feel anything else. Okay, we can open our eyes now. Hopefully that wasn't too intense for you guys. And hopefully you guys feel much more calmed down, peaceful, less stressed than you were a few minutes ago.
Thank you, Pranathi, for explanation on this meditation. Could you briefly explain what this cool breeze means? When you mentioned check and see if you feel any cool breeze with either both hands, what does that indicate? What does it mean?
So basically, if you're feeling anything, that's just a response from your your central autonomous nervous system. And basically, if you feel cool, that means like it's everything, like you're in a good mental state. If you're feeling warm or something, that means things are still working out. And if you feel tingling, sort of the same thing. You'll understand. It's like kind of hard to understand as of right now because I'm trying to explain it in a super simple way, and the whole thing is really super complex, but that's just like the basis of it. Yeah.
So basically what you're saying, when this cool breeze or any sort of sensation we feel on our hands or above our head, it's an indication that energy is live and it's working out in the body?
Right. Yeah.
I
So
see.
there is basically like a manifestation, you could call it, of our spirit, like I mentioned before. And that is the energy that works out everything within us. And basically, like if you're feeling cool, that means the energy is able to, like you might have heard before, there are like 7 chakras, and it means that the energy is able to pass through all the 7 chakras without any difficulty. If it's warm, that means it has a little trouble here and there. There might be some problems, and if it's hot, then it's like a little more difficult. So
In terms of, thank you very much for explaining. In terms of maintaining this energy, which I'm assuming you would want to have that cool vibrational, cool breeze going on. So in terms of maintaining that cool breeze above head, what do you suggest to do on daily basis? That 5 minutes meditation you mentioned a couple of times a day, what sort of a technique would one do to keep that energy flow and feeling the cool breeze above head? Is there any 1-step, 2-step sort of a technique that can be done to keep that balance and the breeze?
yeah, like as you saw today, this didn't take more than like 5 minutes, and honestly, like start out doing it like once a day, maybe in the morning. If you're like not much of a morning person, this really helps me. Like that's me. I'm not a morning person at all. I have to wake up super early for school. But once I do meditation, I feel so much better. I feel ready for the day. I feel like I can do anything. And it just puts me in like such a better mental state. And I like once you get like into that routine for a few days, maybe you can start doing it in the night as well, because I find that it helps with my sleep. Just sort of like takes away all my thoughts, so nothing is keeping me up at night. And obviously I can't speak for all of you grown-ups because obviously you guys are much more stressed than I am, but me as a high schooler, I find it really helpful, and hopefully you do too.
Thank you for explaining. So does it help with focusing at school too?
Yeah, for sure. I find that sometimes, like with all my classes, I like kind of get scatterbrained, and like I have to go from one class directly to the next, like Spanish to math to science to like creative writing. And it's kind of like brain is like all over the place with my extracurriculars and like music, sports, and everything. So I feel like kind of having like something to fall back on, like even when like I'm feeling stressed in school, like right before a test, I just like I don't like do all the hand motions and everything in class, but I sort of just like try to stop all of my thoughts. Like I kind of disregard everything around me for a little bit. And I open my hands if I can, and maybe even close my eyes. I just try to like, do the very last part that we did, just putting both of our hands on our lap and, enjoying that state of mental peace. So even just the little things help a lot.
Absolutely. All these little things make everything significant. Thank you so much, Pranathi, for
Thank you.
explaining. That's wonderful. Really appreciate it. All right.
So,
I believe we have a next speaker here with us. Pranathi, would you mind welcoming them to take the floor? Yes.
So as we try to keep that state of inner peace throughout this session and possibly even throughout the day, I would like to welcome our second speaker, Miss Mgarrech, who will talk about bees' importance in our lives.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. I would love to share my screen with you, please, so I can present for you my topic, which is about bees, as she mentioned. Thank you. Please let me know if you can see it now. You can see my screen?
We can see it. We can see it.
Perfect. Thank you. So I would love to share with you my presentation that I named Let's Love Our Planet. And I choose the word love because the energy of love is very strong. And my goal is that after this presentation, after this conference, everyone leave with the idea, I want to save our planet. I want to protect Mother Earth because I love it, because I care about it, not with the idea because I am scared to lose it. I believe the energy of fear is very low. So let's always use love for healing. So I want to present myself very quickly. I am a strong believer that everyone here is to add a value on earth, to have a gift, and to do good for people, for nature. And this is how I feel fulfilled. That's why I've been very active in different organizations, especially to help children, provide education and better education for all, back home in Tunisia and as well here in Washington, D.C. I'm also the author of Being book, and I have also been honored to work with the Montessori School of Washington, which led me and inspired me to create my Being Academy, where I share with parents and educators tips about positive discipline, positive education. So as I mentioned, today we're going to talk about bees, and I want to share that I had my book, Being, which is now available on Amazon, which has the main character, the bee. And during this story, the bee has faced different emotions. She was happy, she was active, and at the same time, she was jealous, angry, and all emotions are okay. That's the goal from this book. The most important thing is to learn how to manage emotions. And so this is the topic of the book, to learn social emotional learning. But today I'm going to talk more about the importance of bees in our life. So bees are not only important to people, but also to the planet, because they are the greatest pollinators. And also, according to Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, they are the third of the world's food producers. And the sad news is the bees are in danger, and they are in extinction, and the number is keeping decreasing. We are losing bees every single day. And this, of course, because of climate change, pollution, global warming, and more. And you may say, okay, it's just an insect. Like, is it that important to our life and to planet? Yes, we cannot live without bees, because bees are responsible of 75% of flowering plants. So if we don't have bees, we don't have plants, we don't have trees. And if we don't have trees, we don't have oxygen, so we cannot breathe anymore. Also, they are responsible of 35% of pollinating fruits and vegetables, the vegetable that we eat, that animals eat. So the whole ecosystem is reliable on the bees. So this is why I have prepared 3 simple steps that everyone can do after knowing that our life and the planet depends on bees and we want to help them. So first, we can start by planting a bee-friendly garden. Focus on plants that attract bees like clover, mint, basil, thyme, rosemary, and lavender. And they are also great for kitchen. And your mom, for youth, they're gonna love it. Also, I want everyone to consume with awareness. What I mean is when we go do our grocery shopping, let's go for organic. Let's go to places that care about nature. We don't encourage those who buy from farmers that using chemicals that are killing bees. Also, we can support local raw honey. And why not set up a beehive at your place? And the last thing, which is very important, is spread this awareness. Teach others about this, the thing you learned. For example, today at dinner, you can share it with your family, with your friends, share it on your social platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and also share lessons and activities about the importance of bees, that our life depends on them, and how we can help them. And last thing that I think is very good, that yes, young generation, you can go to volunteer in organizations that are saving honeybees, help them. They are always for needful volunteers. And also we can donate. For example, I found Adopt a Bee from Project Honeybees. They give necklace or bracelet with donation of $20, and then you adopt a queen bee and you can name it and have its certificate. So you are part of the solution. Everyone can help with the simple and small steps. Thank you for your listening. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. And this is my contact information for further information. Thank you all.
We can't see the contact information. Oh, like you weren't changing slides throughout the presentation for some reason.
I don't know. I think it stopped. I didn't. Sorry.
Okay.
Do you see my screen?
No, we don't see your
Not right
screen.
Okay, I think they stopped my sharing. I'm not sure.
It's coming back up. It says that double click to enter the screen mode. So,
But
yeah.
my dear Arij, we have all your information on the website and on this event today here. So who is interested can go on the website and contact you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
okay. So our next speaker, thank you very much for your beautiful presentation. Really appreciate it, Ms. Arij. Our next guest speaker, unfortunately, is unable to make it. Ms. San Zelensky from Sparks Foundation. So we will still share her activities in Vancouver with the sustainability and youth empowerment. And I highly encourage you to follow all of the activities of this nonprofit organization that is led by a young woman in Vancouver that we're sad not to have her today. We're going to move on to Dr. Bains here today. Our next speaker, Dr. Bains, welcome. Perhaps if we could have you unmute yourself. Thank you. Welcome. Hi.
Oh.
Still on a mute. Let's see. Maybe tech team could help out with the unmute.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes. Hello. Welcome. How are you?
I am healthy and happy. Thanks for asking. And I want to start with sincere gratitude and thanks to all the wonderful dignified authorities, members, volunteers, and all the wonderful, beautiful people of the world who are listening right now, or they're going to listen later. So this is Happy Bains here. I don't want to talk about what I do. I've done this everything on the website. I will straightforward to share what is more important in the causes here. Is I'm allowed to share my screen, please?
Yes, you should be good.
Okay, great. Right. I don't see the share screen button, sorry. And sincerely apologize to the who are online now and going to bear this little difference. So in this way, you can keep smiling. We will find out the good solution to share my screen.
Perhaps briefly, while we have you figuring out the technical part of it, you've been a part of the Sparks Foundation. You're one of the board members.
Yes.
And I'd like to take that opportunity to briefly, about maybe 30 seconds, to just tell us what's the Sparks Foundation.
No, this is a wonderful opportunity. Thanks. I was about to say, but I don't want to overrule the rules of your event. Anyway, it's an honor that to be a board of directors from last over 7 years of Spark Foundation. .ca, and that this wonderful young girl, I think she was in a 17-year-old. She was here. Her name is Rachel Prasad, but she's no more one of the boards or on the CA. But Sam, who she is a little sick today, so sorry she couldn't come, but she's a wonderful young girl in her 20s who has taken over the Spark Foundation as a current CA, and she's also a student in UBC as well. So when they came to me 7 years ago and they approached me and say, Mr. Bains, would you be part of the organization and contribute your intelligence and your sources? Since we didn't have more than 3 or 4 team members, and then with combining with mine and their intelligence and their hard work and smart work towards the youth organization and life education, we have generated over probably some $70,000 from all around the world and funding to create and to do mini and mega series for young adults to empower them for career and lifestyle advancement, also life education, so that they can not be dependent on other sources and all. And this is the activity we are doing, and it can be found more resources on sparkfoundation.ca as well. So this foundation is led by all young adults, especially from age, I can say 16 to 25. And I think I'm one of the old board of directors, but there are other wonderful board of directors too as well. So I highly encourage to look into their website and see what they're doing, and they're trying to help and being as a young, and they're going out of the way to empower young adults, which is remarkable. I can't put in the words, but their dedication, their creative vision, and their hard and smart work has given enormous amount of relief to the community in Surrey, Vancouver, and Canada. And also we are growing globally as well. So we need support. We need not only the fund support, but we need encouragement for younger, passionate, visionary people who can come together, even share their thoughts, ideas, and story with us. So Spark Foundation is all about growing together and one spark at a moment. That's what I can say.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can I share my screen here, please? Or
so I opened the screen share for.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got it now. All right. Before I just say something today here, I'm not going to tell you what you should do. It's none of my business, and it is not anyone's business to tell what you should do. It is your business. It is your purpose and plan and desire, what you should do for yourself, for your love, for your family, for your community, and for your nation and the world. And I'm going to share some what I have learned, and combining with all the phenomenal, successful people around the world, the great leaders. I've put it into the simple 3-4 slides with my research and study. What is important right now about the climate change and youth empowerment? I'll share in a few quick slides. The ideas of the climate change is prepare now, take action now. It's not about tomorrow. So the pure imagination is the workshop of all the souls, wherein are shaped all plans for individual achievements. And we all are doing by preparing now. We are coming together now at this event, online, and in the opportunity of listening even later. So my, according to research and study, their top 10 biggest problems. So I have pulled out the 5 biggest problems of the world right now is climate change. That is the first, of course. Lack of vision and imagination of individual or the big leader or the nation. It is one of the reasons what the climate change needs an improvement and advancement and clarity. The second one is the biggest problem of the world is the poverty. Third is education and unemployment and uneducated education. So what I'm going to talk about in my next few slides is all about these first 4 points, that why it is impacting us to not to change and improve the climate change, and what are the core reasons that we are suffering individually, and with that individual things are carried forward to the community and nation and the world. All right, let's hear this thing first. What is the root cause of the personal and global suffering? And according to my research study and my personal over 20 plus years of experience, I have gathered and invented some courses from this. I'm just sharing with you today the root cause of individual suffering, which leads to the nation and global suffering. So how does it go? So let's hear it and just. The first root cause, the initial stage, is the indecision. Now consider this slide towards you as individual, and consider this slide towards the nation and the world. So you can consider the individual as you, and you can consider the individual the biggest leader of our nations. What happened? Indecision is the root cause of all suffering. With indecision, we start drifting. With drifting, we do procrastination. With procrastination, we leads to bad habit. Bad habit leads to worry, and worry leads to victimism, and victimism leads to stress. And with stress, we indulge into smoke, drugs, gangster lifestyle, prostitution, human trafficking, and so on. And that leads to anxiety, dying every day. And that is a fearful lifestyle. Now, these are the symptoms that it can cause individual, those who are trying to achieve remarkable result for individual personal growth or the nation growth. Sooner or later, if you will find the reason of climate change, climate itself is not, the nature itself is not destroying. Human has been one of the greatest cause and biggest threat to the Mother Earth. Believe it or not, in my opinion, I'm saying. So whatever the pollution and the dirt and the most disaster on Mother Earth in the ocean and everywhere is, it is because of us. We have done this, beautifully made it, and also the opposite too. Next, now what we can do to not to have a dry life. So the reason how we can improve not only climate change, but climate improvement, so that we can have abundance in our personal life and in professional life also. So what do we need to do first and understand and acknowledge first is to have a life's desire or purpose. Individually, it starts, when I talk about the 5 biggest problems, was the poverty, education, and employment, and uneducated education. So if there is poverty, because means we are not fully educated. Now, there we can distinguish between 2 things. If we say in the world, mostly we are educated people and not educated people. And those who are not educated, that they are means that they are not powerful or intelligent people, but they just simply fail to educate themselves or not to get sources of education. If we are educated people, half of the world, means someone is doing something really great. Why I consider on the Children's Day, the youth empowerment is very powerful. By educating the young adults, we can empower not only them, but we can empower the world, nation, and the climate change will come in appropriate place where we don't require in coming years or century. We don't have to worry about that. If we lead this foundation right now to the uneducated people, where the poverty is, where irrelevant education is there, if they get into this purpose, that purpose will lead to abundance in a personal way, in a professional way, in a global way. So what do we need first in order to educate ourselves or to empower and improve ourselves? Life's desire or purpose, which once we have that, in the previous slide, we call about indecision. Now, in this tree, I'm showing you the fruit tree of the life is the decision making. With decision making, if we have a desire or purpose in life, personally and professionally or towards the global, we have a faith. With faith comes courage. And with courage comes knowledge. And with knowledge, we can become more creative, to do more creative things, like we have organized this event to spread news with the help of the technology. And with creativity, we got power, not to misuse anyone, but to use the power in an energetic way for the abundance and harmony and for flourishing with each other. Personality. Each individual personality grows more when he or she has a desire to flourish in a personal life. desire to flourish the community, desire to flourish his or her country or the globe. With that comes fame. Fame to not to misuse that the leader of this organization of UNICEF, Mrs. Shilan and other dignified people, they're not famous because they are a movie star. They are the greatest leader of this organization so that they can bring us all authorities, speakers around the world, and great people to inspire them that you can also come on the platform and become famous to help the community, not to generate money, but to inspire and empower others. So fame can be taken in a very different way. So this fame can be to exploration. And with fame, we get love, admiration. We've been loved by the dignified people here on the event, and we've been loved by the people who are watching right now in a positive way. And what else we need? Love. With love, by default, we get happiness. And with happiness, we get money. So money, what we need in nonprofit organization is not to spend lavishly anywhere, but to bring more education to young adults, bring more resources to the young adults around the world, cleanliness, and the things which money can buy to make the Mother Earth more powerful, beautiful, and sustainable, that comes out. So I have put money on the last stage, not on the first stage. Money is a by default. Sorry. Too much emphasis on the money reverses the whole process. Then money becomes the master and we become the servant. Money is just a tool. It can be used in a proper way if it is taken care. So too much emphasis in the beginning of a career or beginnings of your achievement, we focus on money, that it reverses the whole process. If we have this wonderful organization, we come together from all around the world, we can generate funds for the coming cause and all to reduce that poverty, uneducation, and increase the employment as well. Next, so prepare now, take action. How we can take action. So this is my challenge, every year challenge to you all folks and around the world, whoever is listening today. If you're ready to take challenge, so this is the every year challenge. It's my personal challenge. I'm asking you to take it, please. Grow one tree on your each birthday. So multiply by more than 7 billion people in the world. Imagine they will be growing one tree every day. That multiply by, let's say we're going to live 100 years. So we are growing 100 trees before we leave the planet Mother Earth. So 7+ billion people are growing tree on each year. This is what I've been doing. And I'm honored to say that this is every year challenge we can take. So the next challenge is everyday challenge. So if you're ready, say I'm ready wherever you are, you can raise the hand. Are you ready? Everybody. So everyday challenge is protect Mother Earth, animals, and treat and love each person as the most preeminent, most important person on Mother Earth. This is the only request I have. We can do it easily and we can do it every day with harmony and peace. Protect Mother Earth, animals, and treat each person as the most important person on the earth. Keep it clean. Cleanliness is the sign of the prosperity at home. It starts with us. It starts with me. It's not the nation, not the government, the leaders. It starts with me. The more cleanliness I start from my home to keep it clean, my bed to my home, my kitchen and everything, and do the compost and separates the garbage things so it doesn't lead into the Mother Earth on the ocean. Everything, when I say, every person will say, oh no, I don't need this thing, just throw away. Throw away where? Throw away where? It doesn't go anywhere. It stays on Mother Earth. It goes into the ocean. So be careful when you're buying things. So here's one of the formula. Do not buy anything which you have to sell in the future. So buy only the things that it is sustainable, eco-friendly, and it's usable or reusable. Do not collect more clutter. We have already so much of junk sitting on our home and in our city and a nation. With that junk is one of the cause of the Mother Earth is polluted right now. It is the root cause of that. So protect Mother Earth, please, as we all are doing. So thank you so much, beautiful people, beautiful soul. This is my information here, and I'm not here to promote myself, but if you think that you have any question related to that, to youth and women empowerment and Mother Earth, I will be happy to be in your service. And this is Happy Bains here, your humble servant, and would like to say, wherever you are, whatever you do, you start with yourself. Cleanliness. Cleanliness is the sign of the prosperity. It starts with that, the clean the mind, the clean the body, the clean the home, the clean the family, the happy the family, the happy the community, the happy community, the happy city, the happy city, the happy province, and the country and the nation. We don't have to come back in a strong way to protect Mother Earth. It starts with us, start with me, and with my purpose. If we don't know our purpose after this show, this event, just simply ask one question to yourself. What is the purpose of me, myself, my purpose on Mother Earth? And you'll get the answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Bains. Really appreciate it for a fully thorough and amazing speech. Yes, and it's recorded. Obviously, we can always get back to it and learn more if we miss some points here. We have
a question, then let me know. And if it is not,
you.
I'm good with that too as well.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. We need to go back on right back to schedule. We missed Dr. Bojang, Dr. Bojang from Gambia. Dr. Bojang, welcome. If we have him here, let's have him briefly talking about his activity in Gambia and saving the planet. Hello.
Yes, greetings from the Gambia. My name is Moderator Bojang, and I am a teacher and the founder of the TheProAcademian Support Organization.
Mr. Bojang, could you turn on your screen? We can't see you.
Yes, I was.
Yes. Hello. Hi. Unfortunately, in some part of Africa,
right. Basically, I was the smiling coast of Africa. Wow. So, okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we won't take up much of your time because I know you have difficulties with your internet. If you could just briefly tell us your activities and what you've been doing for the community, would be great.
Yes, we are doing a lot of things in my community here, and today I'm just going to talk about the climate change in the Gambia. So I just prepare for that one, and it is very, very important here in the Gambia, the climate change resilience and how to mitigate the effect of the climate change in the Gambia. But prior to that one, before talking about the climate change in the Gambia, I want all of us to understand where Gambia is located and where Gambia is and how Gambia is all about. It's very, very important. Gambia is in West Africa. It is the smallest country in mainland Africa. It has a population of 2.5 million according to World Bank. And it is surrounded by Senegal in 3 sides, north, east, and south. And the west side is Atlantic Ocean. So the cause of that, because Gambia is colonized by the British. They were only interested in the riverbank of the Gambia from the old part of Batos, which is now called Banjul, the capital of the Gambia, making it long, thin enclave to Senegal territory. Gambia has a total area of 11,300 kilometers square, and it has a mile of 295 mile long. River Gambia, which is the main important of the Gambia, the main resources that we have in the Gambia here, is one of the major important things. The fact that the British were only interested in the riverbank of the Gambia made most settlement around the topograph and coastal areas in the Gambia. Due to this reason, Gambia is among the most vulnerable countries to sea level rising and associated impact with climate change. Our climate type is Sahelian, characterized by long dry season from November to May, and a short wet season from June to October. The temperature range from 24 degrees Celsius cold and 35 degrees Celsius max. Although the sea breezes and in the south around the coastal areas can be a little bit cooler at night. So we all know the major factor cause of climate change is caused by human activities. In the Gambia, the environmental concerns include deforestation, desertification, and water pollution. These human activities are causing significant effect on the coastal areas. We have started seeing the sea chopping some parts of the topograph like the sand towards settlement, which is erosion. And we have started seeing organization, foundation, other individual volunteers planting a lot of mangroves in the riverside, and also some individual volunteers taken upon themselves to clean the ocean side of the Gambia, the river, so that at least they can protect the massive erosion we are experiencing in our coastal areas. Human activities such as dump site that is causing a lot of pollution, emissions from the plastic manufacturing industries, the old vehicles, the emissions from the old vehicles, all these lead to carbon gas emissions, which can lead to massive heavy rainfall in the Gambia. I could remember this year, 2022 rainfall. We had a heavy rainfall here that has, never been experienced. The expert we are saying, we have once experienced that one around 1961. So it was a catastrophic here. It killed, it killed 2 children, and also 13,000 households were affected by the flood. Even me personally, my house were flooded 3 times, and I had to take a bucket to throw the water outside my house. And even the president of the country had to visit the communities to see to it that how best he can bring humanitarian support to the doorstep of those affected households. So we have a solution to all these things, and we are working pretty well, so that we can mitigate all this effect of climate change, because it is a problem in the Gambia here. We need to avoid food wastage and waste like plastic bag, stop or park all old vehicles, avoid deforestation and plant more trees, and promote regeneration and or forest restoration. Educating girls also will be a very important factor for the solution, because we have been seeing nowadays the global communities are promoting girls' education so that they can bring them closer to the climate change activities, to take part, in it, so that at least we can live in a harmonious modern art. And also switching to electric vehicle will be a better idea. It is very, very not common in the Gambia here. We don't even know those kind of things. It will be very important if our country and our government will look into all those things very, very deep, to see to it that they can bring a change in the Gambia and mitigate the climate change effect in the Gambia. So basically, this is few of the speed that I have for the globe, to share with the global citizens outside there. And also, it is my honor and pleasure to give a speech on this UNESCO Body and Mind Wellness, which is very, very precious to me, and it is a profound pleasure to be here. If you have any question, I'll be glad to give you the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I know how difficult that is. If we've been trying to connect and have a quick talk, and there is an internet issue there. But thank you so much for joining us. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Pranathi?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Bojang. Now we are going to switch to our next speaker, who is Ms. Ashu Goyal, and she is going to talk about her nonprofit, Nanhi Duniya.
Hi, my video has been stopped by the host, so I don't know if you can switch on. Yeah. Hi. Can you hear me now and see also?
We can hear you. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, all right.
We have
Okay.
you.
Okay, great. So I'm from India and I live in a very small place, Dehradun, which is a valley, which is at the foothill of Himalayas. And my grandfather started this NGO in 1946, and this year we completed 76 years. And today was the big event we had, and we have 9 schools, and we have children from underprivileged background, and we have children from deaf and dumb and special needs. So we have all kind of children, and the philosophy was that if any child comes to the school, we will not say no. So every children, all the children who come to us are from different backgrounds. We have a lot of migrant children who are children of laborers. They come there and they come in mid sessions, and a lot of schools don't take them. So we are the only school in our place, in our state, which actually takes all these students. And so today when I was talking to students, actually, it really clicked me well that when you're talking about climate change and saving the earth and everything, I think the main part is that it starts with children. You know, they're the future generation, and they are the main source which can actually change the future, because we have really destroyed it to a very great extent. And I think what we are doing in Nanhi Duniya is we're giving them an all-round kind of an education, which is not only limited to academics, but our students are doing a lot of creative activities, and they're working for environment, they're planting trees, they're creating props, and they're doing everything. You just name it when they're doing it. So it's more kind of a, in ancient time in India, we used to have this Gurukul kind of an education, where students used to come stay with teachers, and they were learning how to live their life, not just just studying the books and rehearsing all the stuff in the books like formulas and things. And I think that is something which we have forgotten. We have gotten to this rat race of just getting ourselves fixed in the economic system of, okay, let's study till class 12, then go to graduation, get married, have 2 children, and then start getting them, start with their lives and forget our lives. And I think it's just because we are such an overpopulated country, and we're just running after money, and most of the people are just running after 3 things: that they want to have food, they want to have shelter, and so I think we have actually forgotten the roots where we have come from. We belong to a society where we're a conscious human being. We were meant to be much more than what we are becoming now. And I think what we're doing in Nanhi Duniya is we're teaching children how to be more conscious as a human being, to be more aware, and to understand the nature of every person, every insect, every animal, every plant, and much more than what other people just think, oh, this is just a tree. But this is not just a tree, it is something more than tree. So for that, you need to talk to children and make them understand and make them feel what is a tree, what is a leaf. If you just probably teach them the formula of photosynthesis, for example, but they've never planted a seed, they will never know that, oh, that seed, probably my plant will die if it doesn't have sun, if it doesn't have a proper soil, if it doesn't have a proper water. So what I mean to say is that telling children and making them feel and making them realize is much easier than working with adults who are preconditioned with their mind and they don't want to change. And I think I have been fortunate enough that I'm working with children. I work with children around the world, and they connect to you very fast. They understand things in much more uh, uh, in a manner where they can take it forward. There are a lot of things which I teach children now, and they understand it some years later. And in India, there is a term known as sanskar. It doesn't relate to moral values only, but it is much more than that. And we're trying to give certain kind of values to children which will help them to become aware and a conscious human being. And I think that's a very important thing. The only point where Nanhi Duniya lacks is because we are a non-funded organization. We don't have a lot of funds, where we can get more children from mountain areas and villages and people who are not getting educated. And I think maybe now I have a platform in New York, it can help me with that. But we have around 600 children, 80 staff members, and around 50 to 60 volunteers who keep coming and keep going internationally also. And they're really helping these children to grow in a much more holistic manner, to understand the earth and to understand the value of their life, to understand the value of others, and to respect each and everything they see around. So we have been, what we do, small things like we're planting trees. That's, I think a lot of people are doing that. We were also doing what we're cleaning roads, so when a lot of children come down, for example, if we 50 children cleaning roads, suddenly people who are walking, they realize, oh, what they're doing, and they say, oh, they're cleaning roads. And why are you cleaning roads? So they said, because we need to have a clean environment. You don't want to have a lot of mosquitoes. You don't want to have a lot of diseases and this and that. And then I see these children talking in whatever intelligence they have. And I'm surprised that they talk much better than what I feel. They know much more than what I know. And then these are the children who will, if they go anywhere, they will not do and they will not hurt the aesthetic and the sentimental values of anyone around, and they will grow as a much more conscious human being. So so as we have Pranathi, if I'm not wrong, that's your name?
Yeah, Pranathi.
Yeah, all right. She's so young, she's talking with such a maturity, and when she was teaching about her meditation, and she was so peaceful and she wanted to explain, and all of us are adults for her. So I was thinking, if she can do it, there are a lot of other children which can do it. We have an example in front of us. So I think I was really inspired by you. I'm inspired from everyone, but I think you're very young, and I think whatever you were saying, you were very clear about it. You know what you were talking, and I think so. We need more kids like you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. And I think we're trying to create that possibility in India. We have a lot of children who don't go to school. And I think school should not just be limited to academics, but it should try and give education to children, which is like an all-rounder kind of an education. And and I think with this, which is one thing which is very important, is that in India, we're forgetting that art is a very important thing. Dance, singing, music, any creative activity is very important for other half of the brain. A lot of schools just forget that. They just do sports and studies, and everything becomes extracurricular activity. But that is not actually extracurricular activities. That is also main activity, because if you don't understand the rhythm, you will never understand the maths. It is as simple as that. So I'm just trying to help these children understand more and be more aware and conscious. And my whole fight is to make these children a conscious human being. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel like in my school, we sometimes learn about one time we took this quiz that was different learning styles. So there's auditory, visual, and then hands-on. And I'm not a hands-on learner, but I know that many of my friends are. And it's really great to see your school, you were talking about not just learning the formula for photosynthesis, but also like doing it. So it's really great that you're catering to those different learning styles because everyone learns differently. So it's
Yeah.
super inspiring what you're doing.
Just one more thing I want to add that, so my kids went to a conference, and some of the kids have passed out because we have school till class 8. And when they were talking, they just told them in conference that in Nanhi Duniya, teachers and all the adults asked, what do you want? They wanted to know the suggestions. So they asked, for example, what do you want to do? What are your views according to, for example, if they're doing a cultural presentation, I would always ask them, do you think purple color will look nice or blue color will look nice on stage? And they say, maybe orange. I say, okay, let's try. And then they said that when we go to another school, they tell us what to do. They don't ask us what to do. And they said, we felt so left out that our suggestions are not important. So I think when kids are made to feel like this, they don't grow, they get this inferiority complex and they get dominated very easily. So just give them chance, ask them, let them speak, let them understand, let them experience. And I think life will change.
Like you were saying, I think like us kids, we have like a unique perspective because we all have like different life experiences. We're growing up in a very different time. And having like a different perspective really like, helps the conversation go forward. So even though people want to like disregard kids' opinions sometimes, at least like give them the chance,
Yes.
Can I add quickly? I know, just wanted to add on that. I've been honored by this all wonderful nonprofit organization, and I don't want to leave that credit because Ashu, she is a wonderful young adult. I know from many years when I was born and raised in Mumbai, India, from a young girl, and she was just a little kind of baby, and she approached and she did this wonderful thing, and I've been part of over a decade with this nonprofit. So quickly, I want to add on this, young adults has given me opportunity to be on the board from the Nanhi Duniya for Ashu, for Mr. Bojang on the TheProAcademian and the Spark Foundation. I've been honored to be on the board to support, to bring funds and to organize the events and bring the resources. I'm not saying to be a hero, but what I'm trying to say, young adults there who have resources, money, influence, and power should volunteer at least 2 or 3 hours in a week for all the nonprofit organization to come forward and contribute with their intelligence so that we can support. So I'm taking this privilege and honor to support this 4 nonprofit organization for many years. And I encourage all the young adults who are there. It's not about spending money. It's all about contributing your precious time to support this young adult. This is my humble request with folded hand. Whoever is listening and watching, please spend at least 2-3 hours in a week to support the young adult in your community. You don't need to go out of the way to come reach the UNICEF or the UNESCO. Just wherever your community is, please support for at least 2-3 hours. And that is what my humble request is. And thanks so much for you all that you have shared this wonderful your thoughts and ideas.
Thank you, Mr. Happy. And thank you, Ms. Goyal, for finding the time and being here. I know that today was the 75th year anniversary of your company, and yes, we're grateful to have you here. Just to be on time, we still have our final guest speaker, and we will open the mic for Q&A after that. We have Dr. Sriram, whom I am honored to work with at the college. Dr. Sriram, welcome, and thank you for listening so patiently, and thank you for joining us. Please, the floor is all yours.
All right, thank you very much for having me here, everyone, and happy afternoon. We must understand one thing, like we were talking about the nature, and we must know that we are part of nature. Whatever do you think that
Dr. My apologies. Just shift a little bit to the side, and then please continue on. Other side.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so we must understand one thing, that why we have to do a lot of things for nature, because we part of nature. Yeah. So we have to take care of the nature. We made of elements. We started when we born in the earth, we started eating food from the earth. So we completely depend on the earth, and we made of 5 elements as well: land, water, fire, air, and space. And we need food, 5 elements food. So since we made of nature, so food is coming from the earth. Not only that, we have to breathe 21,600 times every day. So we have to breathe, so we need a lot of trees. And our body is 73% of water. In fact, this land also, earth is covered 73% of water. And we have so much connection. And the space, we have to sleep 8 hours to get the space energy. And body has to maintain 37-degree temperature to us to survive. So likewise, you see 5 elements around the world, and we also made of 5 elements. Okay, so let's talk about my topic today, how we need to use the technology to help to save a lot of energy and time. Yeah, can anyone help me to move this slide? Next.
Yes, I will be helping you.
All right.
The slides.
Next. Yeah. So if you're talking about the technology is such a beautiful thing if you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, technology will use you. That is what is happening today. Youngsters are spending more than 5 hours in a day before the technology, but they don't know how to use it because it's like a rabbit hole. They just keep on going and going. They don't know what they want. So every 10 minutes, once they keep checking the technology and wasting a lot of energy and time. Time is the one is limited. You cannot produce more time at the same time. Today, youngsters have a lot of energy, but you're losing this energy with somewhere which you don't know. Yeah, the social media is here to steal your time. Exactly, you can use the social media as a tool to spread the compassion and to help the nature. That is also you can use. But if you don't know how to use it, again, they will steal your time and they'll become rich. Yeah, so too much information available, just not just 1 or 2. Unless if you don't have a goal, oh, this is what I want, you should have set a goal that, oh, I'm going to check my emails, I'm going to check everything, I'm going to be in online only for 1 hour, 2 hours a day. So otherwise they will steal your time. You have to be aware about it. Next. And technology, yeah, the 4th industrial revolution is here already. So AI, 3D technology, Web3, metaverse, this will save us a lot of energy and time. You don't have to take the car out for anything else to go to office. You can work from home. The metaverse is going to be the future. The automation will take over the world. So that will really help us to bring us the live in front of you so that you don't have to go anywhere else to waste a lot of energy, and you can save a lot of time as well. And you can see the great example, Amazon Go. That means you can go to the shop, nobody will be there, everything is automation, they save a lot of energy, they demonstrate how they need to be save the energy. And also you can see Amazon online, you can shop, so that product will be delivered to you wherever you are, doesn't matter in the world, they are everywhere. And you don't have to take the car out and each and every time when you want to purchase something. So that is really a great thing to do. Next. And of course, the technology today is helping us to go paperless, save more tree, because each and every time when you use a lot of papers, there are a lot of trees are cutting down. And also the technology given us the empower. You can control, if you want to talk about something good, and you can use the technology, you can spread the word, you can use the social media, you can reach out everywhere. And today government also taking a lot of steps, but we must understand one thing. Every country is spending about approximately $2 trillion for defense. Defense, like they're buying weapons. So if you can save this money to spread the compassion across the world, there will not be any anger. And you can do a lot of good things for the nature with this money. There are so much money has been spent for only weapons. Yeah, that need to be considered. The government has to consider this and develop a compassion in people's mind. So we need a peace, not just a war. Yeah. So if you spend for weapons, for what? At the end of the day, you want to see how we have to use this somewhere. Yeah. So that will not end up in good manner. So it's affecting the peace. So you must understand that. Next. Yeah, so global warming today. So you have to plant a lot of trees. That is the only solution. We need more trees. As Bains spoke before about every birthday, you must have a set a goal, at least plant one tree. That could really help you a lot, because today we are 8 billion people. And every year, if you plant 8 billion trees, imagine where we are. We have a solution, but we have to take an interest to spread the compassion across the world. Next. And also you can save a lot of power every day. We all use in our home. We can start from home saving power. That again, technology will help use personally and professionally. And in terms of if you install a sensor, because most of the house, if you switch on the light, it'll never turn off. So it's always 24/7. It's keep on. So even children's, they don't know, they're not taking in charge of it. So you must understand, little energy can save. You can save a lot in the world. Yeah, there are so many other part of the region, they don't have a power. So you can use a sensor, or you can use the technology where you can install the software, you can able to control everything from your mobile phone. You can switch on the light whenever it's necessary. So this is really will help us to do a lot save power. Yeah. And also solar panel is everybody know today, and but not everybody's taking initiation on this. We must implement this technology. We have a technology, but we have to use it. So we must install this. One-time expenditure will be there, but all life you can save a lot of power. You can generate. You don't have to depend on outside power sources. Yeah, this will help us personally, at the same time professionally. Yes, and the government also should encourage definitely the people who want to save power or help nature, and government also should apply more tax for the people who damaging the 5 elements pollution, water pollution, air pollution, noise pollution. They have to cut down the license. They have to develop a strong policy to bring our nation one, because we have a strong goal, clean energy and good energy. Yeah, education matters a lot. Education is a very, very powerful tool. You can see the UNESCO E stands for education. So this is the only way we can spread out the compassion in and around the world.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ram.
Thank you very
Really
much.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're really grateful to have you here. Dr. Sriram has tens of books. His website is shared down below in the comment box. I highly encourage you to take a look at that. Unfortunately, we are about 15 minutes over time. We ideally, in a perfect world, wanted to have an open Q&A discussion. However, we're coming to the end of the program, and I would like to wrap it up with saying, treat every human being like a tree, like a flower, and treat every tree like a human being. So thank you so very much for all of you being here. It was an amazing educational event. I am inspired to see all these remarkable human beings around the globe tirelessly working in any capacity to help the community, to help children, to save the planet, and to help the nation. Thank you so very much for having me here. Ms. Zohreh, the president of UNESCO and Body Mind Wellness, that I am grateful to get to know her, and working closely with her and creating this platform for all of us to be here, working together and voice the world for a better world, for a peaceful world. Ms. Zohreh, do I have you here for just closing?
Yes, sure. It was an honor to have all these strong speakers and activists, I can call them. I learned a lot, and it reminded me about what we were doing in Europe, especially with Mr. Sriram talk. it came all that as a reminiscence of what we were doing really. And somehow we are more relaxed in this era. I don't know why, but again, it is a good moment, especially with Mr. Bains and Ms. Satvika. I would love to join hands and help each other more, because every single word that you were saying went directly to my heart and what we are doing. But I don't know why we are in this point and part of the world and didn't know about you guys. And this is the amazing opportunity to work with you, hopefully in the future. And thank you, Pranathi. Thank you, Shilan, Zade, that brought all these fantastic people from Canada and India for us. And I want also to thank so much our tech support, Somia Kumar and Mehdi Ahmadi, that I wanted to put them in our slides of presentation on website, but we didn't make in time. Thank you and have a great day. And we are going from now as our homework to contact each other and plan for the future betterment of life for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Ms. Zohreh.
you.
Thank you so